Rachel and Veronica, thank you so much for sharing. You had written down a couple of my takeaways too. I think the cool thing that, or the number one thing that I got from Summit this year versus Summit in previous years is this year's Summit was really all about the people. And, there is an emphasis on this cool program's coming out. I mean, the hammer and chisel is going to be amazing. Shakeology boosts, that is just genius because we all have different nutritional needs, that's just how it is. And then the performance line, if you haven't tried it, get a sample pack. It is so awesome. It'll change your workouts, especially the hydrate. It's like Gatorade, but good for you. And it makes you able to push harder. And I'm not even just saying that. I'm not lying to you. But when I got to try it for a month, it was off the chain. But those things are all going to really impact your business moving forward, right? And it was so funny because me and another coach left the same meeting about the Beachbody performance line. The one coach said, gosh, I don't know if I can keep up with that monthly auto ship every month. What I thought, though, as I left that was, boom, this is going to be a great way to reach a new market, and this is going to be insane residual income. So it just you have to shift your mind. You got to make a decision about how you're going to approach everything. Are you going to look at it as like, this is so hard for me? Or are you going to look at it like, this is going to give me an opportunity to step forward into something that I've never been able to tap before? And can I just confess something? I will. Okay, I'll do this. So when you guys know when On Demand launched, you guys know I was in the middle of moving and we didn't know if we were going to be moving or whatever. And I also had lots going on, personally that I was just being super selfish, and Beachbody launched On Demand in March and early April, and corporate calls me and they're like, hey, we launched this and we let the elite coaches try it first. How was your 30-day trial? I haven't tried it yet. And they're like, why not? Well, I've been kind of busy, and I like my DVDs because I'm used to it. And, I just don't really need that because I have all the DVDs anyway. You guys, did any of that have anything to do with helping anyone but me? No. So I put my tail between my legs and I walked away and I said, corporate, I promise to try these out. I don't even use my DVDs anymore. I only use On Demand. There's very few times I put a DVD in my DVD player, and it saved my butt when I was traveling and moving because I didn't have my DVD player. In fact, I broke my DVD player in the move and had to go get another one a couple days ago. But I used it on my phone and being able to try it out and tell people how it worked. How do you log in? Where do you go to choose a program? What is available? People would ask me, is that on there? I'm like, oh yeah, it's totally on there. They would get it and it wouldn't be on there. And I feel like an idiot. But you guys, I used the performance line for a month. I know how my body changed, how I felt, what the vanilla thingy at night made me, it made me stop eating ice cream and cereal. Yay! Woo! I slept better when I took that stuff. And so I'm challenging you as a fitness professional to dive in and try the stuff. We don't invest a lot into our business. We really don't. We only invest into ourselves with this business. Can I get an amen with that? Amen. You only buy what you use for you. You only pay to go to stuff that makes you a better person. And so I'm challenging you to try it out for 30 days. And you get the same money back guarantee. If it doesn't work for you, send it back. Okay? Tell them Emma said so. And they're going to be real pissed off if y'all send it back. And if you do it wrong, you're going to want to send it back. So do it right. But document it. Take a picture day 1, day 2, day 3. Take a journal, vlog entry, Periscope the crap out of it. I don't know. Find a way to get creative and speak about it in your own voice and not say, Emma, my upper coach said that hydrate is awesome and tastes like Gatorade. No. Go try it yourself. But anyway, that was a funny thing, like just thinking about it. We want to be successful. That's why you're on this Zoom right now. That's why you went to Summit, most of you. You want to be successful in this business, then you need to have your own story. And that was a very integral part of Summit, right? But part of that starts with, what do we have to offer? And quit making it about you. Try the stuff so that you know what it can offer somebody else. Maybe you're not like, you looked at the hammer and chisel thing and you're like, I'm not really into lifting weights. I know you cardio girls are out there. Those yoga payo girls are going, I'm not working out with Sagi. Try it out. I double dog dare your butt to try it out, because it's going to change your body, but it's going to change your market of who you can talk to. And then you're going to get really awesome shoulders and arms and abs, and your butt's going to be really high, and your husband will compliment it and you'll go, ooh, I like this stuff. I get it. So I'm challenging you. Okay. Anyway, but that was a big, giant segue into what I actually wanted to say, which was, they didn't spend as much time talking about products this much at Summit as they did about relationships. And I really loved that, because everything, I paid attention and I took notes from everything, and maybe it was because I was there really trying to hear this, but it was every person that spoke talked about, don't make it about you. Humble yourself. Be a servant leader. Like, don't lead with the sell. And my favorite takeaway was from Christine Dwyer when she said, amateurs sell products. They hide behind the products. But people that are truly successful are going to share their own story. They're going to talk about what's happening with them. And so build your business for your personal why and not on the company's why. Like, I love that she was like, the company's why is that we talk about helping people live healthy, fulfilling lives. But what's your personal mission statement? And I had to think about that for a minute. And I actually wrote out my mission statement earlier this year, and it was like, yeah, I did that. But when I did that and I had my own agenda of what I want to do with this business, it changed. So this is a vehicle for you to share your mission statement. You're not supposed to be I'm a robot, beach body robot. That's not it. No, who are you? If people want to order the products, they're going to order from the regular website, but they want to work with you because of who you are. And unless they know what you have to say and how you feel about it and what's happening in you and to you, they're not going to want to work with you. Right? All right, cool. So that's a little segue. I will post that video I made into our Fierce Fit group, and I challenged you all to create an album on Facebook with your Coach Summit pictures so people can look at them and get excited, or make a video and share it on your YouTube channel so that it can be something that's there and readily available and not hiding on your phone so people can see it. Okay, so let's go to Janelle. What was your takeaway? You're all chatty on the chat. So busted. She's watching.
Got called out. Oh my gosh, I had so many different takeaways, just kind of like what Rachel was saying. But one of my biggest ones that I'll never forget was just the live Payo workout. You're talking about the Payo girls, and I'm totally one of those because I'm a Shalene fan, hands down. But I, no lie, pretty much cried throughout the entire workout. I mean, it was kind of off and on, up and down, because she talked to us throughout the entire thing. She did what she does best, which is to just motivate and inspire people and encourage people to be their best and, just meet themselves where they're at, and don't be ashamed of that. But then she also just, she's always pushing you to do, that much more. And she ended up coming out, like, her playlist. There was a song on there from a group called Broods, and it's called Four Walls. And I thought nobody had any idea who this group was or what this song was about. And then it comes out on her playlist, and I was like, wah! I fell apart. It was unreal. It fell apart. She was like, this is one of my favorite songs. And I was like, oh my God, mine too. Oh my God, we're totally supposed to be best friends. But anyway, So, I mean, it wasn't just the PIO workout. It was also just, you know, her speech that she gave too. Because I'm getting ready to get married in 23 days, people. 23 days countdown. Yay! But like, you know, so I mean, just thinking about, you know, how important relationships are, and how, you know, even still, you know, thinking about how I need to be so intentional about, you know, being intimate with, you know, my fiance, and making sure that we, you know, kind of always have that connection, because we both are so busy, like all the time, so busy. And sometimes it's just like, I'm so tired, you know, but like, it is that physical connection that you have with your significant other that really, you know, bonds you together and allows you to be able to handle all of life's problems. So I loved her speech. I mean, she's fantastic. So that is my huge takeaway. Like I said, I had so many others, but go Team Shalene.
Yay! Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah. On that note, so when you say that, because I think like a leader, like I always am thinking, how can I pay it forward? How can I pay it forward? That's just what happens in my mind. And so I think about that and I say, okay, if I was able to experience something that life-changing for me, that intensely emotional for me, why wouldn't I want that for someone else?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
How can I create that? But then I think, how can I create that for someone else? So my next thing I would tell you is, maybe you're not Shalene that's paid, you know, you're not a refined professional speaker of sorts. You don't have to be. But if you get, and I'm talking to the entire team, I'm challenging you and I'm asking you to get people to Super Saturday with you. If you can't get to a Super Saturday, get them to your house and start a fit club, or start a fit club at your local church or conference room at a hotel or at the park even. And throughout that workout, don't just put the DVD in or turn on demand and be quiet and talk about, oh, this is hard. Talk to them and say, oh my gosh, you're doing so well, and motivate them, or whatever it is that you need to do to try to pay that feeling forward of, thank you so much for doing this with me. I am so lucky to have you. Because that's what we do as coaches, right? And then on the second thing is, like when you mentioned, we're bringing up the whole relationship thing a lot. And I love that, because your relationships are your most important, you know, your spouse relationship or boyfriend, whatever. What happened, like Will felt the exact same way as what she was describing on the slides. And he felt that way for a couple years. And he was fearful because I was changing. But a big mistake I made that I don't want you to make is, I felt like he's so busy with his job and with being daddy and everything else. I'm just going to keep this to me and I'll just take care of it. And he doesn't need to worry about it. Instead of me saying, honey, this is what I do every day. This is why I take 15 pictures of my food and like 30 selfies after I work out. Like, I'm sharing it with my challengers, because by me posting my food and my sweaty selfies and I'm like falling on the floor, that encourages them to push play. He didn't know that. I didn't tell him. That was my fault. That's my bad. And he didn't understand what I was doing on Facebook. He literally thought I was just like, hey girl, hey. No, he didn't know I was in the middle of a message of somebody like talking to me about how they can't fit into their pants and they're on blood pressure medication. I didn't share that with him, because I'll just take care of it. It's my thing, right? So don't put that on you. Make sure you are sharing this with everybody. Like, you're sharing it with your spouse and you're saying, look, this is what I do. This is how a challenge group works. And maybe some of you do that, and that's awesome. I didn't do that. That's why it was such a source of tension for us. So, and maybe you are good with your husband and he's like on board, but you might have team members that are like, my spouse is giving me so much resistance. And you can explain to them, well, they're feeling a little insecure and isolated because you just changed the game without telling him. And that's not fair, to change the game without telling him. So get him involved, use his talents. So I started having Will do things, you know, with me for the business. Awesome. Okay. Who else was there? Rachel.
I just wanted to say something real quick that I forgot. Another thing Bill said, which was his takeaway, which I thought was huge, when he walked into the barbecue that you had and just seeing everybody just hug me, and seeing the love we have for each other and the team, like he just thought that was the coolest thing ever. He really saw the bond that we have. These are people, I've never met Emma. This is the third time I've seen her in person, but like everybody else I've just met on Facebook. I didn't know these people before. And, it honestly felt like a family reunion. Like we coming back together. I felt like I've known these girls and guys my whole life, like they're lifelong friends. So that was a really big eye opener for him to see how all are a team and we love each other. So that was another one I wanted to say.
Awesome. Okay, Carrie Kinsey, do you mind going?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep. I'm just going across the screen, by the way. I'm like, boop.
Okay. Sometimes these headphones don't work. So, oh man, same thing. So many different takeaways, but I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I think the thing that really I've been thinking nonstop about since I've been home is what Carl Deichler said. He said is your job is to help everyone you meet be successful. And for some reason that was like just the way he worded it, because when I try to summarize what I do as a coach, I think that's just such a simple way to do it. My job is to make everyone I meet successful, whether it's a coach or whether it's a challenger. And so that was like my big thing that really, like I said, really stuck with me the most.
I love that. So simple, to the point. That's what somebody asked me today, and I said the exact same thing. I help people reach their goals. That's what I do. I find out what they need, and I help them get there. We're bridge makers. Bridge builders. Okay, let's see. Who else was at Summit? Emily! It was so nice to meet you, Emily. Here, I'll unmute you.
I gotcha. There we go.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. No, it was so great to meet everybody. That was awesome. So I was in the group of people that didn't get into the Insanity Max workout on Friday morning. And so I don't know if I told some people what happened. So, there was like 200 people that got turned away, and I think it was a big mistake. But in any case, there were about 40 of us that stayed in the room that we were being sort of corralled into. And then, like there was Turbo Fire on one side, Insanity Max, and then this Hall C in the middle that didn't have anybody. So, we're all like, oh man, this is gonna suck. We don't get to work out with Shanti. Well, somebody had their laptop. And we had a master trainer and 3 other trainers. And we decided there are no excuses. We are going to put on demand. And they got up on the stage, and we worked out. And and it was awesome. And it was awesome because we all motivated each other. And they had, one of the trained coaches came down, and he was like running through and like cheering you on and stuff. And through like 30 seconds into the warm-up, because I don't know how many people have done Max 30, but a lot of them start the same way. And then all of a sudden you hear them yell, "We're doing Friday Fight," which is like the hardest one in the first month of Max 30. So we're like, but we all do it. And it was so great because it was a very tangible reminder for me. I had a couple really tough weeks before coming to Summit, and I'm still like recovering from that with my business. And so I'm going to finish July strong, but this was like a good, tangible reminder about always showing up regardless. There are no excuses, that we're here to do it. And then what was so great was that then we all thought, okay, well, we got our workout in or whatever. And then Carl made the announcement at later that they're like, oh, he's going to do another workout. And we all showed up, and we all like we doubled. What's that?
That's when you're like, dang it, I need more E&E. I can't go.
Yeah, but it was so good because it was also good, like if you push through and you stay committed and so on, you get some of the rewards that come with it, whether that's, again, paying it forward or something for yourself. So that was my first one. And then the second one I think was just, I totally forgot what I was going to say. I literally just got home this afternoon from Nashville. So, oh my gosh. Priorities. And this really came partly from your presentation that you did during the workshops, and just again sort of the general sense of Summit for me, because as a relatively new coach, and I'm working on being a Success Club 5 all-star and all of that, and success starter, and I have big goals and stuff that again, I can't believe I'm forgetting what I'm going to say. Oh my God. My mind is like going a million miles an hour.
The yes, no thing. Like when you say yes to something, you're saying you're doing a silent.
Right. Okay. Oh, yes. No, that's totally part of it, is because it's the priorities. So that's what it's priorities. So I had some very big revelations, partly within the first 48 hours of my getting there. Some things happened here at home, and my husband was very upset. And some of it was sort of things I probably could have dealt with before I left, and I didn't. And he had to kind of deal with some of those. And part of it is just it was very clear that I need to make some decisions about, there are some things I need to absolutely say no to that are going to be really hard to pull away from and say no to, that I'm already involved in, but I do not get paid for those things. And that is not where I want to be spending my time. And they stress me out 75% of the time. And I'm done. I mean, this is a big year for me. I talk to people, I'm turning 40 in 4 months. So it's this is the time to say, these are the choices that I want to make for the rest of my life. And this is what I want to do, and this is the way that I want for us to live, and the things that I want to be doing. And I put this video out there. It's actually an ad right now. Thanks. But I put an ad out. I made a 4-minute video, and I'm sure doing a 4-minute video and then putting it on a boost post is not a wise idea, because not everybody's going to watch the whole thing. But hopefully the people that get that video will understand. And I had this huge revelation. I'm reading You Are a Badass right now. So I'm all fired up about that. And so I put it out there, and I just got this very clear intention as I'm praying. I'm like, Lord, this has got to reach. And all of a sudden I got this, you are going to get 10 coaches out of this video. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to get 10 coaches out of this video. And I'm like, okay, that's whether it's now or a month from now, and that video is still out there somewhere. So anyway, I'm so passionate about helping people, like you said, be successful. So that was really long. I'm sorry. Okay.
I love it. But that goes really hand in hand with when Janelle was talking about being so consistent on social media and investing into your business. And she talked about, if you guys get the chance, I think I uploaded it actually, but the part where she says, yeah, you have to pay for Facebook ads or boosts or whatever. But let's say that you design a campaign and your target market is, I am recruiting coaches exactly like me. I'm finding people exactly like me. And you invest $100 every other month. 100 seems like a lot sometimes, right? In the beginning. But guys, honestly, I know you can find $100. We blow money all the time. You can find it. So $100 every other month. Let's say out of $600 you spend a year, you get what? I don't know. Let's say 30 really good coaches out of that. And let's say 5 go to Diamond. Wouldn't it be worth it to spend $600 to get to 5-star Diamond with a team of builders? And then, other coaches that are kind of Emeralds coaches, they don't know what they're doing. But then maybe they'll come along later, or maybe they won't, who knows? But that's kind of the numbers game. Isn't it worth it? When she said that, I was like, heck yeah, it's worth it. Amen. But she said it so well. I was like, yes, it's important to boost your stuff, to get to the audience that you need to have, people that need to hear your voice. And that goes back to it's selfish when we don't open our mouth about what we do. It's selfish. Because it's about you and your fear. And that is taking away from our mission to help people be successful. Right? I know that is harsh. I am sorry. I'll back off and let somebody nicer go. So let's see. Christy, she's super sweet. I got to meet her this weekend. She can go.
Okay, so first of all, it was great meeting everybody. Being a new coach going to Summit, I know a lot of you, this was new for you too. I had very high expectations, and I'm going to say that it was exceeded all the way across the board. I came back going, whoa, how do you even express this to everybody? I have a couple of things that I took away. The biggest thing was what you just said, Emma, was about being selfish by not sharing. And I had never looked at it that way. I was holding on to all this fear about putting it out there and, oh my God, what are people going to think? Because that's my biggest fear of my own self, is fear of what everyone's going to think of me. And so when that was said, it was like an aha moment sitting in the chair out there. And I was like, oh my God, never looked at it that way. That is so selfish. People need this. Why am I not sharing this with everybody? So that was one of the big things. And then another thing was, I'm going to get choked up, size certification. For me, that was huge because I've never really done a Shaun T, any of his workouts. And when size came out at Super Saturday. It was my first Super Saturday. I'd only been a coach like a couple of weeks. And they introduced it, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? I love to dance. And so when the certification option came up, I was like, I'm doing it. I'm just going to do it. Didn't even think about what I was really getting into. And so when we got in that room, and they're like, oh, you're going to have to get up and you're going to have to teach, your group. And I was like, what the hell did I just walk into? I was freaking out. But when Sean T, I'll get to the point. When Sean T started talking to us, there was something that he said that really resonated with me. And I started to get really choked up, and Deanna was standing next to me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm going to cry, but it was that he created this, and the whole idea was that people are able to leave their baggage, their stress, and be free and be yourself. And that was the whole thing that I connected with, because that's how I feel when I dance. I feel like there's nothing going on in my life. I'm just me. I'm free to do, and it doesn't matter what anybody thinks. And so I connected with that, and I'm so excited and looking forward to what that's going to bring for me and for everyone else, and how I'm going to be able to touch other people's lives, teaching it to them. So that was the biggest thing for me.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Hey, you guys, I have a question for you guys on this. If you were to hear her say that on a video on her page, would that make you want to get size and dance? Don't you think that would make you want to get size and dance over a stock photo of Sean T that's been edited and spray painted? That's why your story is so dang important. Share that. Don't share stock photos of Sean T. Okay? Share yourself making a fool of yourself. I don't care. I did. I thought I was a great dancer until I saw all those. I'm like, I suck. Anyway. Okay. Thank you, Christy. Thank you so, so much for sharing that. Okay, Erica.
All right. I think my workout with Shanti, I did Insanity, which was, I've done Max 30, but I was determined to work out with him. And since I already chose Turbo Fire the next day, that was like my only choice. And it just summed up the whole experience perfectly, like nervous about the workout and Summit, like or coaching, just in general, just that nervousness, like, can I make it? And then, the excitement. And halfway through, I really wanted to break down crying, but then he's, of course, like yelling, you can do it, dig deeper. I was like, okay, so pulled it together, had so much fun. The end, of course, then I cried a lot because I made it. And then excited. And I think that's how Summit was. Just in general, I had a lot of struggles just getting there. And on the plane there, because I just have to share my real story. Like, I mean, it was awesome, but it wasn't all like flowery and roses for me. On the plane, I wrote like this, I guess, affirmation or whatever. It was more of a prayer saying like, God, I will get tenfold out of this, my return on investment, by this year. Like, I'm going all in and I'm stepping out in faith, and I will get a return on investment. And that means that I need to take action. So God, show me what you want me to do, like right now, and give me that focus. And so I have like my action points, and I've already started on them. And then do it, whatever. He was the highlight. Like, he made the whole trip worth it. I have so many notes on him, and I immediately made an image of his quote that put yourself in a place of highest potential. And after he said that, he said, it's not trespassing to go outside your own boundaries. We always know that outside our comfort zone is where the magic happens, but just knowing that that's also positioning yourself for the greatest potential is where it's uncomfortable. So my goal is to do things that are really uncomfortable and that I heard repeated over and over throughout the whole thing. Jenny and I had breakfast at the airport. We got to see Shalene and Carrie walk by, and famous people, whatever. And I was just bawling at breakfast. I'm like, I think I'm tired, but I just, there's so much to digest, and coming back to the simple things of celebrating what's right in the world, because it will give you the energy to fix what's wrong. And having that positive energy on social media and one-on-one and in your groups, and just that when you have that you are putting yourself out there, and being positive. And I am determined to get as many coaches of mine to Super Saturday, because I have a lot of local ones, and I want them to feel that even in a mini environment. And so I'm excited about Saturday. We have like a regional one coming up. So
that's great.
Yeah, and like 10 minutes away. So
that's awesome.
Because
even if you think about what happened to you, and then just trying to get other people to experience what you experienced is just so huge. That's why eyeball time is so important. Get one-on-one with people, sweat with people, allow them to be there to hear your heart, share your heart. And that's just so awesome. Erica, when you just said that, I will, God, whatever this is, I will get tenfold from it in the next year. It actually made me cry, because I remember at Summit last year, I was like, I'm going to be a superstar diamond no matter what, hell or high water, by next year. And I really think I could have, had this not been the year of crazy. But what I got from this year, with having my husband retired and healthy and not fighting PTSD anymore, it's tenfold times. So you never know what your payment is going to be. And that's why it's okay. You set your goals and you go all in, and you push and you push and you push. But then you also have to be okay with being redirected, and count your blessings no matter how they come, whether it's 15-star diamond or whether it's something else, or maybe you're just able to change some lives along the way. But God gives us what we need, He doesn't always give us what we ask for. And that's what we're going to hit it no matter what, because we got the crew. We got the peeps. I mean, you're here. You're on the Zoom right now. I'm confident in us. So I have no qualms about me not being on the stage for Superstar Diamond. At first I did. Now I don't care, because I'm it's just the blessings are pouring down on all of us right now. But you got to drop your umbrella and let them pour down. And then you got to be a rainmaker for other people, and bring them along. So, okay, Myra. I got to meet Myra on this trip. I was so excited. My little superstar. Oh, sorry. That was my phone. Go ahead.
Okay. So I Ooh, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's kind of quiet.
Okay, I hear a lot of static or something. Okay, anyway. Obviously, I think I'm super energized and wanting to do everything. But I had made a lot of notes, and I had made a lot of just action items that I need to go back and just look at. But there was two things that really stood out to me, and that was at the general session with Christine Dwyer, because I was challenged for about 2-3 months with thinking of people as points, and something that she said that really would just change my mindset altogether. These people need me. And she said, selling a challenge pack will change someone's future. And that made me think of when I bought my challenge pack, and it changed my future. So when now, I've been talking to people here in the last couple of days, and I don't think of them as SC points. I don't think of them as, I think of, what they could get out of this, out of just partnering with me, trusting me. And that's the other thing that,
it made me think about like me at the beginning. What did I want? What did I need? And now I have a better picture of what I can do and how I can support my challengers. And that was just a big, you know, big eye opener for me, and big, just like, wow, it changed the way I thought about what I'm doing. Yes, I was a coach, but I can honestly say that I wasn't coaching. And that statement just really changed that. And then just how I will approach my business in the future. So that was one thing. And then the other that I literally put like stars and like circles and over it was about developing, you know, a business plan for myself. And I listened to Shalene, and I listened to a bunch of different coaches and top coaches and just everybody, but it just kind of came together when how to be a top performing leader, and that was to create a business plan, to the calendar, the organization, all of that. I already knew it. It just, for some reason, it just made sense that moment. I literally, and I can even show you, I literally made a calendar on as I was sitting there. I made a calendar and I started putting dates, and just, it just, again, big eye openers. And it wasn't anything that I didn't know already. It just, for some reason, it just came together at that very moment. So those were my two major takeaways. And I had a blast meeting all of you guys that were there, and I'm getting to know you guys. So I'm super excited to just hit the ground running. And so yeah, those are my takeaways.
Those are awesome. Solid takeaways. I love it. Okay, Blake.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if my little microphone thing would work or not. Well, I had a really big aha moment for myself, and it just had to do mostly with me discovering that I do actually have a story that's meaningful. I thought I was ordinary, and I realized that there's something that I should be sharing with other people, something that would really help other people. So I'm not going to go too deep into that, but the thing I want to share that will really, I think, be helpful for other people listening is one of the ones that I thought was most beneficial to listen to was the general session when Lindsay Matley taught. Oh my gosh, she's such a cool lady. I really love her. She really inspires me. I think she's neat. But she said a few things that really stuck with me. That her session was on personal development, and that has been one of the flat out, hands down, most amazing parts of this journey for me. The personal development, the books I've read, the podcasts I've listened to, being part of Zooms like this has completely changed my life in so many ways. But I'm a work in progress. I still have a lot of work to do on myself, on my confidence, that sort of thing. But a few of the things that she talked about was a couple of the quotes that I liked the best was, think of personal development as the water for your roots, like the roots of a tree. You can only grow if you're watering yourself with that personal development every day. I also really loved the quote, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. It's actually a Jim Rohn quote, but that one really struck me because that's one of my biggest failures, is my lack of discipline. I can be really good one week and really bad the next. And I need to not just make a commitment and say that I'm going to do it, but have the discipline to follow through with it every single day. And that, I think, has been one of the challenges. And I think that's probably a really big challenge for a lot of coaches, because I know, Emma, you say it constantly. And again, like Myra said, you can hear it every day and you can know it, but once in a while it takes someone else to slap you in the face and go, do your vital behaviors every day, do your 3 invites every day. But as far as that goes, the biggest quote that I put a star by that Lindsay Matley said was, focus on the actions, not the results. And I had kind of a low point in my coaching. I've been coaching since last July, so a full year now. And I had kind of a low point earlier this spring because I was focused on the results. And I had been so focused on the actions then I wasn't getting any results. And I beat myself up about that. I was pretty depressed about it. And that forced me to forget my actions. So then I wasn't consistent with my actions. And so now I feel like I'm starting over, and that's okay. I'm good with that, but I'm going to start over in a good place where I'm really going to be more focused on my actions, and I am not going to worry about the results anymore. The results will come when they come. Everybody's journey in this is going to be different, at a different pace, in a different way. And that's the quote I'm going to put on my mirror in the morning. Focus on my actions, not the results.
Love it. So it reminds me of what we talked about in our session that I coach with. When you focus on the actions versus rank, or whatever, it's not about the title, it's about the behaviors. Like, people don't care. They don't care you're shooting to get to Diamond 17 star. They don't give a rat's butt about that. They don't care if you're trying to hit Success Club. What they care about is how you made them feel. And if you take care of them, they will take care of you. They'll give you referrals. They will talk about their experience in the challenge group, et cetera, et cetera. And so it makes me also think of the quote from we went to the one with Allie Upham and Brittany Leggett when they were talking about amazing challenge groups, right? And in step 2, she's like, she dove into a lot of great questions that I think we all should be using. And these are all going to be recorded. So I challenge everybody to go back and listen to them and then come up with your own guide, of things that you're going to ask when you talk to people. So you really get to know who they are, and it's not about the challenge pack. But she said, most people do not listen with intent to connect. They listen with the intent to reply. Like, we message people and we're like, I can't wait to reply so I can invite you to my challenge group. Woo! But it's not about that, right? You have to listen with the intent to connect. Like, how can I love you today? What do you need today? Not, okay, Emma said I have to invite 3 people today to my challenge group. And so I'm going to ask you. No, it's not about that. But what happens is, if you are listening with the intent to connect, the dots will connect at the right time with what you can offer with the challenge. So I'm not saying don't ever invite people to your challenge groups, because that's doing them a disservice to not allow them that opportunity. It really is, because I can guarantee you the majority of you on this call right now has been blessed by a challenge group, right? So I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is it has to be about the intent of trying to connect with them because you love them. And if they were sitting in front of you as a BFF, having coffee or dinner with you, would you just say, I have 1 spot left in my challenge group, you want to join me? No, you would listen and you would hear them and you would say, oh my gosh, you're going through that. Something that helped me was joining a challenge group. I would love to tell you about that if you're interested. It's different. And that stuck out to me, but it goes along with what you're saying, Blake, with when you chase the rank, you chase Success Club, you chase that, you lose every time, because it's about you, and you can't be successful unless you create success. And so, yeah, I love it. Love it. These are so good. I'm like reliving Summit all over again. Okay. Who else was there that I haven't got to? Was that it? Okay, I'm going to go over a couple of the ones I wrote down that I thought were just. So, okay, can I first tell you how my story, if I haven't shared, my experience of going on stage? Can I do that? Okay, so it was really kind of surreal. I went on stage for a few different awards and I'm not bragging because that wasn't about me. That was about you guys. You guys put my butt on stage. Thank you very much. And so I remember a time when I can remember the day of sitting on my couch, holding my baby, nursing in the middle of the night, tears streaming down my face. And I honestly was in such a deep depression, I wanted to die because I felt like I didn't matter. And then I've had, because I struggle with depression, you guys know that, I've had several times in my life where that's reoccurred, and it's not that it's just something that I have. It just is. It's like cancer. I just have it. It just is, right? And I'm dealing with it and I'm doing the things to get better. But to be a person that had felt so unimportant and have no value at all, to be on stage representing one of the top teams of people that are changing lives and to get that applause, like from the audience. Like it wasn't really about the applause, but at that moment I knew that I was supported and that I had started something semi cool with our group, Fierce Fit. And I can't explain it. And that kind of sounds so bad, like, oh, you need applause on stage in order to feel good about yourself. No, it's not like that. But that was a result of just like trying to do something that had value. And to think about the journey that got me from here, I think I started this journey because I had nothing to lose. Right? You're at the bottom. You don't have anywhere to go. And thankfully, every time I kind of start working my way up, God's like, rug pulled, you're back down to the bottom again. You stay level, you stay grounded. And he's awesome like that. And I appreciate it. So I'm going to keep doing my thing and keep staying humble. But standing on the stage for you guys was like, it was cool. But the best part was I was so scared to talk because I wanted to do y'all justice. Really, it was about the team, and I wanted to share what does Fierce Fit do? Like, how did we turn hobby people into career leaders? And because we have some awesome career leaders on our team, and Michelle and I were perfect pairs because we had the same philosophy. We're like, this isn't about your to-do list. Nope, it's not. It's about people. It's about getting out of your own damn way and pouring your heart and your soul into everyone around you. And so I was like ready to throw up as I'm like rehearsing. You can ask Will. He's like, your rehearsal sucked, babe. And I'm shaking so bad. And Shaylin's back there trying to like get my makeup to stay on so I'm not crying. And we prayed 3 times before we went on. And I know if you guys aren't religious, then this is like, meh. But I believe in it. Give, whatever you need to do, right? And we prayed to just get out of our own way, to lose the script if needed, and to just speak the truth. And the minute I stepped on stage, you would think I was trembling. It was like this, I have never felt so calm in my life. Because I looked out and I saw my team and I saw the people I loved and they were in the front. And it felt so good to look at your eyeballs and to go, I know you, thank you, and you, and you, and you. And how many jobs, I've had a lot of jobs, I've worked my whole life. How many jobs do you have where you're able to look people in the eyes and say, thank you for trusting me to come with me. I am honored to stand here for you and to lead the way. I mean, come on. It was just such an incredible moment, but it was such a sense of calm because I knew it wasn't about what I was doing. It was about our team. It was about our mission statement that we've stayed true to our roots. We're not just about being size 2 and big hair. Come on. Except, our hair was very humid. But we're about changing people's lives and perspective and families. And I thought about people that are struggling on our team with depression and money. And, we have cancer survivors. We have people that have been in abusive relationships. And I know these things. We have people that have been bankrupt recently. I know these things. And I thought about that. I didn't care anymore about being perfect on stage. I just wanted to share what I knew if it added value. And it was so cool. And you guys, I hope and I pray that each of you get that experience to do that for your team, like to be able to be to walk forward. And I thank you guys all for being on this team because our team is the best. Like, hands down, we have the best team ever. But you will not be able to move forward unless you are bold with what you're trying to do. And you open your mouth and you share your mission and you let your heart kind of spill over way too many times so that people can know you and they can love you and trust you. I know I grew this weekend so much just for being able to be on stage. And it's not about the fame or like the ads. They do lots of ads for us. It's not that I don't care about, honestly. I just was proud. I was proud to go, yeah, God's using my life for good. And he surrounded me with these people and we're doing this together. And this is cool. And it's working. And he keeps pouring out his love upon us and blessing us with success. And so, yeah, it's awesome. But anyway, I just wanted to leave you with that I don't know. I just hope someday that you guys can feel what I feel. And if so, then this is all totally worth it. So this is more than just like Success Club points for me. That's why I'll never quit. You can't make me quit. I won't do it. Anyway, anyone want to add any last thoughts or shares or takeaway? No.
Emma, it's Christy, obviously. I was hoping that we could do just a quick question and answer. As you know, I wasn't able to go to Summit, but I'm committed to go this next year. And I love listening to you guys' stories. But I have one of my best friends on the call, and she's been a coach for about a week. And she's one of the most motivating people. Her name is Tawny. She and I have had some really bad, like, epic diet fails together in the past, where we tried to do the HCG diet for like 500 calories. And she's an inspiring person. It would be like, we got this, girl. We were just eating celery and just doing all the things wrong with it all. But I know she's going to be amazing, but she's struggling in her own weight loss journey. She's kind of been stuck for a couple of weeks. So I was hoping that you guys, being all so amazing, could kind of just tell her a little bit about maybe some of your own issues and how that's, just help her out a little bit, because she's going to do amazing, but just need that extra push right now. It's a hard time.
Well, the first thing I want to say is, if you ask any of us that went to Summit and you will look around the room, it was like a melting pot, like all ages, ability levels, interests, sizes, you name it. And so the first thing I want to tell you is that your journey in your success in this business is not dependent upon the way your body moves, changes, or etc. No, it's not. It truly isn't. And the second thing is that all of our bodies respond differently to change. And so if you have shocked your body and done extreme depletion diets in the past, when you change your body like this, it might go into, holy crap, we're not going to eat for 2 weeks mode again. And like, we better hang on to everything. Like your body's like, burr, burr. Or there could be something wrong. You're not, maybe that you need to adjust what calorie bracket you're in with 21 Day Fix. It could be that you need to add more intensity into your workouts. It could be that there is something medically wrong and you need to run your blood panel with your doctor. And so it could be it just needs more time. And that could be it. Honestly, like if you say you were like this, it's going to take your body a while to go, okay, we're going to be okay here. We can adjust and lose. And that happens. It's pretty common for people that have done a lot of yo-yoing for it to go into that crazy fight response. And that's just my experience. But if anybody has any other feedback personally that they want to share, I'm kind of generalizing some of the things that it could be. The other thing is, if you're not following 21 Day Fix exactly like it's written, like if you're like, oh, I'm kind of full, I don't really need the last 5 containers today, then you're doing just as much of a disservice. So make sure you're eating just as it's written. If it's not helping, then adjust your what's it called? Your calorie bracket or whatever, and try going down one. If you're not hungry, like you can drop one and you're okay there, then do that. Or starvation is just as hard on your body as overeating. And so you could adjust it the other way. But I would give it, if it's been only 2 weeks, I would give it more time. Stick with it till the end, and then see your doctor, make sure nothing's wrong, and go from there. Kira, you have a lot of experience with this. Do you want to pipe? You want to chime in? Carrie, did you hear me? No.
I'll chime in for just a second. I've had 4 kids, and over the last 13 years, my weight has fluctuated by 50 pounds on well, usually the upper side, right? But for me, it came down to kind of persistence. You know, I didn't see a change in a week, 2 weeks. It took sometimes months to see that change. And it's hard to wait because you're like, this sucks. Like, putting in all this work. I want to see some results now, you know, but that's why there's so many different ways to measure how we're doing with our health journey, because it's not just about weight loss, right? It's about how we feel. How much energy do I have? Can I play with my kids today? Can I make a better dinner than I used to out of the box macaroni and cheese? Okay. And that's just an example. It's a mac and cheese occasionally, whatever. But there's so many ways. And that's why in our challenge groups, we try to tell women especially, we're so hard on ourselves. Like, we judge ourselves so much. And, you know, we're willing to give someone else the benefit of the doubt, or that breaks, girl, it's okay, you got this. But we're not willing to do that for ourselves. And that's so hard. And so give yourself time. You know, understand that there are going to be non-scale victories, you know, as I like to call them. Like, I was able to do my pants up, yay! Or, you know, like that top fits a little bit better. It just, you know, start to change those other things in our mind that are holding us back from really opening up and doing something wonderful. So I'm sorry. Keep going. You can do this.
Me next.
Go, Emily.
I just wanted to say also too, I'm going to admit this straight up. I'm not Autumn's biggest fan. I have not done like 21 days of the workouts. I've done all the workouts, but anyway. So my point being, also, if are you doing 21 day fix, Tani? Is that what you're doing? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, but the great thing about now, especially as Beachbody comes out with new things and as they redo the books for all the other ones, they're going to be putting the 21 day fix like food stuff in there. So you can do that with other programs. And for me, it's been so important when I talk with people, they have to find something that they really enjoy. You have to find something that you enjoy, you know, calling your soulmate workout. I mean, I've tried so many programs, and especially with Beachbody On Demand, you could try a whole bunch of stuff. I love combat, and I'm so sad that it's not on demand. And people will not have the joy of being able to experience that. But that's, you know, you have to find what you really enjoy. And I also love to run. So it's like, you know what, whoop, whoop. I don't do programs all the time straight out because I got to run because that's what I love to do. So, I mean, for you, it's like, you have to find the things that give you joy, and in that, you know, it will give you energy, and it will also let your body just go, I'm doing something I enjoy doing, and someone is not making me eat 500 calories and run 10 miles if you don't want to do that. So anyway,
that was it, Hero. I don't know how to switch screens, but Christy forgot to mention, but I was also in the Marine Corps. I was in for 8 years. This was my life. That's all I did. So I'm coming up on 30. And it normally came natural to me. It was something that I didn't have to work on portions and eating right. I just did it all the time. And to work off 5 pounds was, hey, get up and you go do it. You work it out. You get up in the morning. It was, I can stick to a program. Those little green cups, got it. No big deal. I got those portion controls down. Shakeology, oh, I love those things. I can do it any day of the week and twice on Sunday. When I can get into it, I get into it. But when I don't see something, and you kind of hit it on the nail, Autumn, it's not what it's not what I love. And when you talk about being a coach, and I would love to inspire people and do what everybody talks about, but how can I do that when I'm over here just going, well, I'm not really seeing it, or, hey, that didn't work for me, but what I really love, I don't know if any of you know what a Go Ruck Challenge is. It's built by Special Forces. I have one coming up on September 11th. I have to take a break from all of my Beachbody, and I have to train for a Go Ruck Challenge. that's hard for me to do, and to, to find that median of, hey, say, this is a great program, but guess what? I do this, and this would work for me. And I guess my biggest thing is I have no results with this, but I get results this way. I don't know how to find that median of, well, this just doesn't work. And I don't know how to promote that to people, or to find what works for them without steering away from what I know is a good product. What I know, I love Shakeology. I love Autumn's programs aren't bad. I'm sure they work. I mean, I see Christy, and Christy is blowing me away. She's doing such great things with herself, and I love it. But it just didn't work for me. So it's hard for me to promote that and to share those when they're not my stories, So it's a struggle. I love the program, and I do Insanity Max. I've been doing Insanity, and I have P90. I've been doing those for years, not just myself. Obviously, I do them with Marines, but it's a little different. So, bunch of men, it's a lot different. So.
Tani, this is so cool because this happens. It happens to lots of people because your body is used to one thing or whatever, like we just talked about, or you go, if you've been, like if you've been in the Marine Corps, I'm sure that for weigh-ins, sometimes I don't know you personally, but I know that a lot of the Marines, like, oh shoot, weigh-ins this week, we better drop 10 pounds so we fit into the whatever. I saw my husband do it. Like, we've been in the Marine Corps forever. So I know how it goes. Like, I understand, like, and so it's ebbs and flows. So here's what I'm going to say. So you believe in the coach mission, and that's really cool. You believe in the nutrition side of it, and that's really cool. You're struggling and you're feeling a little lost. Yeah. That's cool. And hear me out, because when you're struggling, you're going to find your strength. And yeah, you can change. You have your thing coming up. That's awesome. Throughout the process of coaching, I've also trained for marathons and different things. I've done lots of different things. And so it's not just about this. I'm all about total wellness and fitness. I go hiking sometimes, and that's my workout. I'll go do lots of things. Like, it's not just Beachbody. It is important to be able to be a product of the product, but we're not just a product of the product because we're hiding behind the products. We're doing these to live. And so you might go through phases where you're doing a program, and then you might go through phases where you're not. So that's okay. But what Emily said was so key, because if you love it, you're going to go all out in it. So you got to find something that you absolutely love that's right for you right now. So maybe P90X isn't, but maybe P90X3 is, because it's different. And it'd be similar to stuff you used to like, but it'd be better for your body where it's at right now, because it's only 30 minutes a day, whatever. And you can try that on demand. You can try it right now. You have your free trial. Or I think you'd like Insanity the Asylum, because you want to go out and kick some serious butt. And that is the butt kickers workout. It's like me against me athletically. And so try that. Autumn is a little tame, honestly. Like, I like 21 Day Fix because I liked what it did to my body, but I finish it and I'm like, meh. I still have some, aggression to get rid of. And because that's just how I am. Like, I'm a little hot-headed. But you got to just play around with it, and you got to give it more time. Janelle said it's so good at Summit. She's like, I talk to people, and they're like, I'm going to try this for a few months and see how it goes. What? That's like saying, I'm going to have a baby.
Waste my time.
See how it goes. Like, I'm gonna have a baby, see how it goes, and if it doesn't work out, we'll just move on. You don't do that. And it's the same thing with our fitness. You can't just like try it out and see how it goes. No. So finish 21 Day Fix, get your dang shirt, and then go kick some butt with a different program. Right?
Okay.
You have like a few days left. Finish it. Be a finisher, and then go try something on demand. Fiddle around with some of the different workout programs. Find something that's going to kick your butt that you like, that you're going to be like, I'm a badass, and then do that. I
like the Go Rec Challenge with the 30-pound pack.
Yeah. You can do things to help you train for that and show how you cross-train. Like, I did this in the field, this at home, and say, I'm all about just living well. I also do stuff at home. I also do stuff outside. But every day, no matter what, I eat my 21 Day Fix portions, drinking Shakeology. Boom. So
yeah,
you have awesome.
The Berry Delight and the Pina Colada Shakeology. If no one has tried it, I tell you what, son, you better get on that because I'm mixing around with it, and I only have 2 flavors of the Shakeology, which is chocolate and vanilla. Not much more you can expand because it's all great. So I'm just saying.
Wait till you try strawberry. Anyway, okay. So any other questions? That was awesome because you guys are going to run into that. And as a coach, when they're like, I'm just not losing any weight, you can't go, I'm sorry. No, we talk to people. We figure out what's going on. We give them other ideas. And we get their butts fired up so they keep going, right? We don't say, so sorry, you should probably go somewhere else. No. This is like a relationship. We keep going, right? So I like that you brought that up. So you have a whole team that's supporting you, Tani. We'll cheer you on. But you guys, we're going a little over tonight, and I think it was good that we went over because we're a lot over because there was a lot that was shared that was really good. And so I appreciate your hearts. I appreciate everything that you do for this team. And we have some awesome things that are going to come down the line in the next 6 months. So let's kill the last half of the year. Put everything you have, no regrets, drop the mic on December 31 and walk away, right? You guys in? Yeah. All right. Love you guys. Bye.